Well, we are entering into a more typical El Nino pattern. After a couple systems make their way through the Great Lakes region over the next few days, we will start to see the arrival of some warmer temperatures, clearing cloud cover, and more sunshine. In this video, I'm going to talk about how warm it's going to get, how long it's going to last, and then also the chances for sunshine we have to begin February. 1:46 p.m. and it is January 27th. Welcome to another update from Great Lakes weather. Hopefully everybody's doing well today. We're going to dive right into it. It's really looking like things are going to start to really mellow out in terms of the weather pattern. I know this past couple weeks we've been dealing with fog, and then the week before that we were dealing with Arctic cold. We're starting to see a transition to a smoother, more El Nino pattern with clearing of sunshine and also some warmer temperatures. And we're going to get right into that right now. We are watching a couple weather systems that will make their way through the Great Lakes region, though, over the next couple days. But after that, we're starting to see a pattern where things start to really mellow out for specifically Michigan, Indiana, and Ohio. I mean, there will be a few chances of rain, maybe a little bit of snow here and there, but I think it's really going to show that we're going to see a milder, drier pattern. And in fact, the Climate Prediction Center is also projecting that as well. I'll show you a map for that in just a minute. I first want to talk about this system that is coming in for tonight and into tomorrow. We do have a low pressure system coming out of the southwest, making its way up into the area. This one is not going to be too impactful, not really going to bring too much in terms of travel impacts. However, you do see by the time we get into early Sunday morning, there is going to be a little bit of snow that is making its way through parts of northern Indiana, northwest Ohio, southern Michigan. Places around here could see a rain-snow mix. Would not be surprised if some of those places that are in green might actually be showing a little bit of snow in there as well. You do see that there is a dendritic growth zone present with this. The dendritic growth zone is around 4,000 feet in depth, but you can also see that temperatures are going to be very close to between 32 degrees and places above freezing and below freezing. So there's a lot of, so basically these slight temperature gradients will impact who's seeing snow and who's seeing rain. How much snow? Not going to be too much, but it is going to mainly impact this region here. So as we progress it a little bit forward, you can see that the snow does really settle across northeastern Indiana and central Indiana as well. That center of low pressure making its way through Ohio. And it'll eventually begin to drift out of the area following its movement into the southern Great Lakes region. But you can tell that this system is not going to have too much impacts tonight into tomorrow. I'm going to show you a quick snow accumulation graphic. Was being projected. See, not too much snow accumulation likely, and in fact, some places that were showing snow on the soundings are not even showing snow from this event. But you can see little more than 2 inches in some spots across portions of northeastern Indiana and northwest Indiana. Not really gonna be too impactful. Places in southeast Michigan might see a trace, and when you guys do see it, it's probably going to melt off really quickly because again, those temperatures are going to be rising, and that's something I'm going to get into a little more detail about in just a minute. I do want to show you another system that we're watching for Tuesday. Not going to be too impactful as well. Progressing it forward, you can see that it moves. That first system moves off to the east. Then we got a storm system coming from the north. Now, though temperatures will drop below freezing Tuesday night, it's probably not going to last too long, and temperatures will warm right back up to normal. So that's moving to the southeast rather quickly on Tuesday afternoon, Tuesday evening. Makes its way out, and then you see the arrival of warmer air once again. Temperatures might get close to 50 at times as we get towards the beginning of February, Thursday, February 1st. And there is still some model variabilities with another system that might be a little bit off to our east as well. So there's still a few things to watch with regards to the upcoming pattern, but you can see as we go into next week, it's a relatively quiet pattern for much of the Great Lakes region. Nothing super impactful really showing up on the latest weather models and even in getting into the long range. So we can be confident that it's going to be a rather quiet period of weather across the Great Lakes region as we get into the first week of February. Not ruling out some potential for some random events here and there, but they're not going to be too impactful if they do. The real question is, when is this fog going to go away? When is this cloud cover going to go away? I know we've been dealing with dense fog over the past few days across much of the Great Lakes region. Cloud cover is really going to be sporadic. It's really going to be primarily focused into this weekend, and then as we get into Monday, you start to see a few breaks in the clouds, particularly in the Upper Peninsula and the southern Indiana. We'll see some breaks. But the arrival of another system on Tuesday, again, is going to bring back that cloud cover. So with that train of cloud cover, it's going to be a relatively dreary conditions over the next couple of days still again. The time where we start to see that cloud cover really start to break apart across the Great Lakes region is the time we get into the end of next week. And then I think we'll start to see a few days of more consistent sunshine across the Great Lakes region before we start to see that cloud cover return with the arrival of another system as we get into the longer range. So again, still have a couple more days of cloud cover to get through. There might be a few breaks in the clouds here and there, but again, still seeing that typical Michigan, Indiana, Ohio winter setup with that cloud cover common. Now, as we look at the 500 millibar high anomaly, this again is the pressure differences at the upper levels of the atmosphere. You can see that there is a very pronounced ridging occurring across much of the upper levels of the atmosphere. That favors, again, the air to kind of stay warmer over our area. So as it progresses forward, you can see that there isn't going to be really too many well-pronounced troughs moving through the Great Lakes region over the next week or so either. You can see that there's a trough that slightly deepens as it gets into Indiana and Ohio. That's for our Tuesday system. That will move out and down to the southeast, but you can really see that not really any pronounced troughs going to be settling and making their way quickly through the Great Lakes region. So our potential for anything really significant over the next couple of weeks is pretty low. Have a pretty good confidence that it's going to be relatively quiet next week and a half or so. So it's going to be pretty dull period of storm chasing, not really too much going on, but again, the CPC is putting that out as well with above average temperatures for much of the Great Lakes region, including places such as Wisconsin, Minnesota, and the Upper Peninsula. And you can see this pattern looks very typical to what would an El Nino pattern would reflect. So we're kind of back to normal at this current moment, and we're going to stay relatively in this pattern over the next several days. So I just wanted to put out a quick update for that. It's probably going to be quiet on this channel for the next few days. So make sure to subscribe and stay updated, though. We'll continue to provide updates if anything changes. It's not likely to change, but again, if a pattern does end up showing up, we'll be tracking it, and we will most likely be chasing it as it arrives. But I'll try to put out a few things here and there, maybe for a couple more videos from the history series. I did one on vehicle pilots. Maybe we'll do one on blizzards or something like that. So stay tuned for that. Thanks for watching, everybody, and thanks for your support. I will see you all later.